Did you know Star Wars' Empire Strikes Back almost had a totally different storyline? The movie's original storyline could have featured the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker actually meeting Luke, and that would have been insane. Why did we never get to see the original storyline? Was it too dark or just too crazy? Let's dive and find out what the movie could have been like. The story could have turned out so differently if not for some clever tweaks and dramatic turns during the screenwriting phase. When George Lucas set out to make the first Star Wars film, he found himself in a tight corner, so he brought on Leigh Brackett, a seasoned screenwriter known for her work in film noirs and sci-fi stories. Given her background, it was sure that her initial draft was packed with classic sci-fi goodies: a magical lightsaber, mysterious crystals, snow lizards, and even a dramatic love triangle. Brackett envisioned a story set on the planet Mimban, where Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and their trusty droids crash-landed during a storm. They were initially en route to another planet to rally support for the Rebel Alliance. Once on Mimban, they encounter a Force-sensitive woman who introduces them to the Kyber crystal. She proposes a deal. If they retrieve the crystal for her, she'll help them escape the planet. Eager to leave Mimban, they agree and embark on a dangerous journey, facing numerous threats until they reach the temple rumored to house the crystal. However, they find Darth Vader already there, also seeking the crystal's immense power. A fierce battle ensues, during which Vader severely injures Leia and nearly kills her. At the last moment, Luke manages to strike Vader down, saving Leia. Interestingly, Han Solo was nowhere to be found in Brackett's draft. In fact, this story's version was titled The Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It's fascinating to think about how different Star Wars would have been if some of these early ideas had made it to the final film. But why did things change at the last minute? George Lucas had high hopes when he enlisted Leigh Brackett to help pen the sequel to Star Wars, but he was less than thrilled with the first draft she delivered. Full of traditional sci-fi elements, it wasn't quite what Lucas had in mind. To make things worse, Brackett tragically passed away before they could refine the script, leaving Lucas to take on the daunting task of rewriting it himself. So, what did Lucas come up with? Lucas's version included some wild twists that never reached the big screen. He had details where, instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi appearing as a Force ghost to guide Luke to Yoda, Luke discovers a crystal hidden inside his lightsaber. This wouldn't be just any crystal, but a memory cell containing the coordinates to the planet where his father was trained. Fueled by a recent defeat by the scary ice creatures known as Wampas, Luke becomes more determined to follow in his father's footsteps and hone his Jedi skills. This twist would have taken Luke and the audience on a completely different journey to discover his heritage and power. It's exciting to think about how these changes might have reshaped the Star Wars saga as we know it, offering a fresh twist on Luke's path to becoming a Jedi. In the Star Wars sequel's original vision, the quest to find Jedi Master Yoda would have been packed with even more action, especially with the Emperor intensifying his attacks on the Rebel Alliance. Unlike the film, where probe droids quietly scout out the Rebel base, this version would have seen Darth Vader capture and ruthlessly interrogate a traitor who reveals the location of the Rebel base. As the Empire closes in, Luke senses the impending danger. Just like in the movie, he realizes he must leave the base. But in this early draft, his departure from Han and Leia is just the beginning of his troubles. Using the Force, Vader manages to forge a mental link with Luke, sabotaging his journey and causing him to crash harshly on Mimban. Vader, believing his nemesis died in the crash, moves on. But the planet Mimban, which Luke later renamed Dagobah, is a critical turning point in his journey. It's here that he finally meets Yoda. Unlike in the movie, Luke meets Yoda and completes training under the wise Jedi Master. In this version, he isn't pulled away prematurely. Instead, he stays, learns all he can, and officially becomes a Jedi Knight. Another captivating story in the initial version was the love triangle. In the early drafts of The Empire Strikes Back, the storyline took a dramatic turn with the deep exploration of a love triangle involving Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. Solo. Picture the tension crackling through the atmosphere, adding a complex layer of personal drama to the ongoing galactic conflict. The Rebel base's quiet corridors and living quarters could have been buzzing with plans for battles against the Empire and the personal turmoil of a love triangle. Luke and Han, two heroes bonded by their struggle for freedom, find themselves in an awkward dance of rivalry and friendship. Both would be drawn to Leia, who embodies courage and leadership, setting the stage for emotional confrontations and tender moments. As the rebels hop from one dangerous mission to another, every narrow escape and daring adventure tingles with subtle exchanges of affection and unspoken feelings. Leia, torn between the reliable bravery of Luke and the charming daring of Han, struggles with her feelings in a whirlwind of romance and duty. The narrative could have woven this intimate human element into the fabric of the epic space saga, making each character's decisions even more impactful. It would all build up to a poignant climax where Leia's declaration of love for Han isn't just a spur-of-the-moment escape from danger, but a deeply considered choice, made even more significant against the backdrop of the stars. What a rich tapestry of love and war the film could have been, with personal loyalties as compelling as their fight against the Empire. The original Empire Strikes Back movie could have also wrapped up with a quest deeply rooted in family and destiny. In this version, Han Solo would be driven by more than just adventure. He'd feel a powerful pull to resolve his past and strengthen the Rebel Alliance's fading hopes. With the galaxy's fate on the edge, Han decides to track down the one person whose support might shift the power balance, the father he's long been estranged from. The story would then zoom in from the vastness of galactic conflicts to the intimate drama of personal reunion. Han would go to the Outer Rim, passing through dangerous, unexplored sectors filled with danger at every turn. Each star system would bring challenges, with remnants of Imperial control lurking in the shadows, adding tension to his journey. This climactic finale would have provided a thrilling end to the film and set the stage for the next chapter in the Star Wars saga. What an epic continuation of the story that would have been, blending the personal with the universal in the battle for the galaxy. We might have been treated to an awe-inspiring yet ominous setting in the original plans: Vader's lava castle. This fortress would have stood on the volcanic world of Mustafar, surrounded by fiery rivers of molten lava, creating a landscape full of danger and drama. In this dramatic setting, Vader would have experienced a significant moment through the Force, a realization that Luke Skywalker was still alive after surviving a disastrous crash. Upon informing the Empire of Luke's survival, Vader would receive a cold directive to eliminate the young Jedi. However, hidden beneath his obedience, Vader harbors a secret plan that could change the course of the galaxy. In this solitude, Vader devises a strategy to capture Luke and convince him to overthrow Emperor Palpatine together. This subplot would have added rich layers to Vader's character, showing his inner turmoil and complex motivations that blend his quest for power, a longing for redemption, and a paternal instinct towards Luke. Revealing this aspect of Vader would have provided a deeper understanding of why he later extends an offer to Luke to join him, an intriguing piece of the puzzle that the finished film only hinted at. We missed out on all these jaw-dropping twists, but we are left wondering, what caused the change? So there were many problems behind the scenes of this famous movie. George Lucas, the creator, couldn't direct it himself, so he brought in Irvin Kershner, a well-known director who was also his old film professor. Kershner, or Kersh as people called him, wasn't just going to follow Lucas's instructions. He had his big ideas and wanted to leave his mark on the film. This created some tension and led to numerous delays and issues with the movie's direction, to the point where Lucas had to cut out some scenes entirely. But that wasn't the only hiccup. They also ran out of money. The movie was jam-packed with groundbreaking special effects and tricky production schedules. They even had puppets on set, which caused the increased budget. By the time they got to the climactic battle between Luke and Vader, they were literally out of cash. Despite these challenges, the film was a huge success, though it initially got mixed reviews. It's often ranked as the best of all the Star Wars films, showing that Lucas could fund his own projects and craft a convincing space saga that led to more sequels, prequels, and new spin-offs. Do you think we'd someday get to see all these exciting twists we missed out on? Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections below. Also, hit the like and subscribe buttons to get updated on more exciting content from us.